Yo, what's up everyone, it's Blue Nova and I'm back with a new tutorial. I'm going to show everybody how to get a crowd vocal effect in FL Studio. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so that you're notified every time there's a new video. So with this tutorial, I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible. I forgot about uploading this years ago. I remember I came across making this effect years ago, but I never uploaded it. So I'm going to show everybody my technique. So what I went ahead and did was just recorded 3 different vocal harmonies, and I have a lot of them routed. So I'm gonna solo each one and let everybody hear it, just so you guys can get a feel of the natural vocal. Let's turn off all these other effects as well. So right here, I initially had auto-tune on my vocal, but I ended up exporting it and then dragging it back in. So that's why you see harmony 1, 2, and 3 routed to this insert. And for the effects right here, let's just turn off everything and play the raw quality. All right, so with that one, I have that lead vocal playing, and then I have this other harmony coming through as well. So this is what the second one will sound like. And then for the third one, this is what the third one will be. So you can hear all of these 3 harmonies are doing their own thing. I have some singing exactly in a very high note, some lower, and just some that's just, you know, really just singing loud in dynamic ranges. So in order to really get that crowd effect, what you're going to want to what you want to do is get your first harmony and then route it to an insert. So this insert right here, it just has standard processing on it, such as compression, EQ, whatever. Don't be too concerned with having it to sound perfect, because it's going to sound like a crowd. It doesn't have to sound like the best thing in the world with the processing. So with processing on it, this is what the first lead vocal is going to sound like. Oh, and let's turn on the effect right here. So you can hear that just having the processing on it. With the second harmony, I have the same thing. So this first and second harmony are going to be routed to one insert right here. So keep that in mind. And for you guys who don't know how to select those harmonies and route it, you can just press Control Alt and then left click and drag it over. And then once you do that, you're able to select multiple harmonies and then right click and route to this track only. So it's going to send all those harmonies you selected onto one insert, or you can just do it one by one just by clicking on it and then right click and then route to this track only. So that's the first step. The second step is pretty much just having the effects, which is having some reverb and a doubler on it. For you guys who don't have like a doubler for a stereo, you can use a Fruity Chorus. And keep this in mind, we're only messing with the first 2 harmonies. The third one is going to be the key part in getting the crowd effect. So the first thing I have is a Fruity Reverb 2, just to make sure that it sounds like it's in a different and far out space. We're changing the size of the room to sit around 32%. And just playing with the wet level and just increasing it to where it just sounds very wide. Then for the doubler for stereo, we just have it to widen it and detune the vocal a little bit, just so that it has some depth in it. So this was gonna sound like. And I forgot to turn it back on, so this was gonna sound like now. All right, so after that, you want to make sure that you're panning your vocals. With the first harmony, you can pan it to around 10%. I'm going to leave the second harmony straight down in the middle. And then the third one, which is the more dynamic and louder singing vocal, I'm going to pan that to the right 10%. And now that we have that, let's get to the third harmony, which is the most important thing in this tutorial. So what you guys need to have is called vocodecs. Vocodecs is going to get you that crowd effect. So I'm going to play the third harmony by itself so everybody can hear what vocodecs is going to do. And let's just go ahead and turn off the Fruity Reverb 2 and pull up vocodecs. So vocodec is basically going to act as a vocoder on your vocals. These settings right here is what's going to get you that doubler kind of sound, which it's more like a computerized and detuned sound. I can't really explain it, but if you're familiar with what a vocoder does, it kind of just computerizes your vocals. So with this, these are settings that I went ahead and created, and it got me something very similar to natural crowd singing. So this is it. And also forgot to turn on the effects. So the processing right here, make sure that's on for your third harmony, and make sure that's routed, and make sure also to have the effects routed to the final insert with all the effects. I know it's a lot of routing, but it's going to be worth it with the final result. So now here's what it sounds like. So it sounds kind of like a raunchy mess right now, but we're gonna fix it, and once we play everything all together, it's gonna sound amazing. So we have the Fruity Reverb too, and that's what's gonna give it some more depth into the sound. Now it sounds a little bit better, but playing it with the harmonies that we have, turning everything on, this is what all the vocals will sound like. And like I said before, if you don't have the doubler for stereo, you can use a Fruity chorus and just have these settings, and it'll get you similar thing to the doubler for stereo. I'm gonna let you guys hear it just so you get a good idea of it. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna play the final product of all the harmonies and all the effects together with the instrumental I just laid out. It's nothing too complicated. It's just a few drums, and on the master channel just have a Fruity limiter just to make sure everything stops at 0 decibels. So this is the final quality of the crowd vocal effect. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I did in order to create a crowd singing vocal effect in FL Studio. If you guys like to, go ahead and put a thumbs up. Put in the comment section what you all want to see next. And like I said, with this tutorial, I'm trying to keep it very simple and short. For you guys who want to just add more harmonies, feel free to. My method is just to make sure vocodec is probably on the last 1 or 2 vocals, and just not to overdo it, just turn it to around 50% once you have these settings on, and you'll be good to go. But if you need your song mixed and mastered, you can go to bluenovabeats.com, go to the contact form on the very bottom of the page, send me a message there. And for vocal presets, you know where to go to the store on the site, click on the vocal presets tab, you can get it there. But I'll catch everyone on the next video.